I try to put him back. You make him motherfucking work. Good, Darius. Good feet, Darius. Good.
Welcome back to our third season preview, South Carolina football. I'm Josh Kendall. This is David Cloninger with the State and GoGamecocks.com. We're going to talk today about the defensive line. There was no more glaring hole in South Carolina's defense in season last year than the defensive line. David, they have brought in a bunch of new faces to try to fix that.
Oh, absolutely, Josh. And the fact that a lot of these new faces are already being considered starters or at least on the two-deep depth chart just tells you how bad it got last year. Of course, you start with the guy who's been here since spring and already stepped into that right defensive end spot, Marquavius Lewis. He likes to be called Quay. Number 8, he'll be on the right side of the line, or what they call the Clowney position. Of course, don't expect him to be Jadeveon Clowney. Nobody could be. But what they want him to be is that constant pressure, constant pass rush guy that they have worked so well with a Clowney, with a Melvin Ingram, with an Eric Norwood going back through the years. Quay Lewis, number 1 rated JUCO guy in the country according to some services, basically a consensus top 3 guy. Just put up all sorts of numbers out there at Hutchinson Community College in Kansas. Seems to be doing very well. He's tall, he's strong, he's fast, real soft-spoken, and he seems to be really helming down that spot. You switch over to the other side of the line, or not the interior of the line, you have Dante Sawyer, another newcomer who came in, a guy who got here thanks to an extremely aggressive academic approach in junior college. He loaded up on hours and got here early, and he's already a guy that's kind of challenging for a starting spot. And then you'll also look into the interior, another newcomer who I think is going to be very impressive, Yorick Jones. He's already made some headlines with some pointed words toward Deshaun Watson up there at Clemson, but I think they like him because he plays mean. He's big, he's fast, he's got a motor, and he's going to go out there and I think really crack some heads. Of course, you still got to go out there and do it, and it just does show you, Josh, how bad that line was last year, that really 3 newcomers can come in and say, we're starting right away and there's nothing you can do about it.
And the guys who will try to do something about it, some of them I think have really responded well to this fire that's been lit under them. Darius English, a guy who I had almost written off as a guy who's never going to be able to get big enough to play defensive end in the SEC, has looked like, according to Steve Spurrier, an All-American.
Good to see, too.
He's an athletic guy, lean. Obviously, he's just not going to get much thicker, but he's a super athletic guy. He's played pretty well. Cedric Cooper, another guy who's been here 3 years, done hardly anything, could end up starting at a defensive end spot, potentially. Looks like he's going to play and contribute. Kelsey Griffin, who's been around, I think has made some headway. Abu Lamine lost 30 pounds. They've talked, the returning guys have talked a lot about we are much more confident, we are in much better shape. Gerald Dixon Jr. said, you know, we held each other a lot more accountable in the offseason, where our chemistry is good. They're talking the talk. You know, now they've got to go out and walk the walk. I think every August, every preseason, every team in the country is saying, yeah, we got this figured out, we're going to be great. We'll find out on September 3rd.